Welcome to 10 Minutes to Change. Small steps, big results. In each short episode, we tackle everyday challenges, share practical tips, and explore science-based insights to help you build a clear and balanced lifestyle. In this episode, we're diving into total diet replacement and VLCD, very low calorie diets. What's the difference and why are they used as powerful tools for weight loss and health improvement? We'll look at the science, the benefits, and the challenges so you can understand how these approaches fit into the bigger picture of dieting and lifestyle change.
Now, this is a topic that carries a lot of baggage, and a lot of jargon. So our mission today is simple. Really demystify the science behind these clinical grade total diet replacement plans, make it easy to grasp.
Exactly. And when you look at the research, there are two acronyms that just dominate this space. We really need to get clear on those right away. First up, we have TDR. That stands for total diet replacement.
Okay.
In simple terms, this is basically a plan where a patient replaces all their regular food, everything, with specific pre-portioned, nutritionally complete products.
Right, so the total part is really key there. No cheat days, no wiggle room.
Precise. And then there's the other one, VLCD. That's a very low calorie diet.
VLCD, got it.
Yeah, and this is a specific type of TDR plan. It's defined by its energy intake, which by law actually falls between 450 and 800 kilocalories per day. The program we're looking at in these sources, it specifically targets the higher end of that range. So it provides about 800 kilocalories daily.
Okay, 800 kilocal. Before we even get into the results, what makes this approach so appealing? Because the sources really highlight the practical side. It's that sheer simplicity, isn't it? It just removes all the usual dieting headaches. Like your sources say, the key benefit is no cooking needed, just mix, shake, and enjoy.
Yeah, and that convenience factor, removing the decision fatigue, it's hugely underrated. It really helps people stick with it.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's move into the core mechanics then. If you're consuming only 800 calories a day, how is that structured? And maybe more importantly, how can the body possibly handle that safely? That sounds really low.
Well, the structure is fundamental to the safety aspect. The plan lays out 6 portions per day. And these portions can be a mix of things, shakes, yes, but also soups, sometimes warm meals, or even dessert portions.
6 times a day, okay.
Yeah, it keeps the digestive system active and it supplies nutrients continuously. Now, about the calorie level itself, the research is pretty specific here. Studies actually show that going below 800 kilocal doesn't really speed up weight loss any further. So sticking to that 800 kilocal mark seems to be a kind of physiological sweet spot.
Why is that? I mean, intuitively, you'd think less is always faster, right?
It seems that way, but it's more about optimization. That 800 kilocal level, it's optimized for efficient fat burning. It pushes the body safely into ketosis, that fat-burning state, without causing too much muscle breakdown or, metabolic stress. Plus, that consistent intake across 6 small portions really helps maintain stable blood sugar all day long, which helps manage energy levels.
Okay, but when I hear 800 calories, my first thought is, isn't this just like a crash diet? Aren't you setting yourself up for nutrient deficiencies and then just gaining it all back quickly? That's the classic worry.
Right. And that is the absolutely defining difference between a structured medical TDR and some unregulated crash diet you might find online. These TDR products are mandated, legally required to be nutritionally complete. We're talking about meticulously engineered food science here.
Engineered food science, okay.
Yeah. So even at this very low energy intake, the products provide 100% of all the essential nutrients, vitamins, and minerals your body needs every single day.
So they aren't just like flavored water with some protein powder thrown in. What are the key components that actually keep you feeling okay and functional?
Oh, definitely not just water. They are typically high in protein, which is absolutely crucial for preserving your lean muscle mass while your body is shedding fat. You want to lose fat, not muscle. And they also contain significant amounts of fiber. This specific combination, this macro profile, is what guarantees 2 things: safety and satisfaction.
Satisfaction, really? On 800 calories.
Well, relatively speaking, the high protein and fiber are exactly why many customers report, as your sources note, that the products satisfied any hunger cravings. They're designed to promote fullness.
Okay, that's impressive. And the results seem to back it up. You mentioned research. The sources say over 35 clinical studies support this.
That's right. The methodology is proven to be fast, safe, and efficient. And the numbers are quite stark. Customers typically see significant changes, often losing around 10 to 15% of their initial body weight in just 8 weeks.
Wow, 10-15% in 8 weeks is very rapid.
It is. Which brings us to the practical side again, adherence. A diet's only useful if you can actually stick to it, right? And your sources highlight something interesting. 92% of women report temptation as a major hurdle with conventional diets.
Yeah, I think everyone can relate to that feeling. Dieting often falls apart around 6 p.m. when you're tired, hungry, and just trying to figure out what's okay to eat. With TDR, that decision is just made for you 6 times a day.
That certainty is incredibly powerful. And to combat the potential boredom, because let's face it, drinking the same shake forever isn't appealing it. The TDR product lines really focus heavily on variety. You absolutely need different flavors and formats to stay motivated.
So what kind of variety are we talking about?
Well, the sources list quite a range. You've got sweet shakes, obviously things like chocolate, vanilla, cafe latte, strawberry, even mango vanilla, but also savory options like soups, and even actual warm meal replacements like couscous, risotto, or spicy Thai chicken. And desserts too, chocolate pudding, chai latte.
Okay, that does sound like enough variety to keep things interesting for a while.
Exactly. It breaks up that feeling of being overly restricted.
So the formulation helps combat hunger. We've established that. But what about side effects? When people make such a steep dietary change, things often crop up. What are the key user concerns flagged in the sources?
Hydration. That's number one. Absolutely critical. Initial headaches can be pretty common, often due to cutting out sugar suddenly or just the metabolic shift itself.
Right, the keto flu type symptoms some people talk about.
Sort of, yeah. So users are specifically required actually, to drink 300 milliliters of water with each of their 6 daily portions. Plus, another 2 to 3 liters of calorie-free fluids, water, black coffee, tea throughout the day. This rigorous hydration is non-negotiable. It helps manage those early symptoms.
Okay, so lots and lots of water. What else? You mentioned high fiber earlier. That keeps you full, but can it have a downside?
It can initially. That very high fiber content might cause some temporary bloating or digestive adjustments for some users. As their system gets used to it, it usually settles down. Also, exercise. While movement is definitely encouraged, users need to manage their expectations about energy levels.
Makes sense.
Yeah, due to the overall low energy intake, the sources do note that people might experience slightly lower endurance than usual during really strenuous workouts. So maybe adjust the intensity a bit.
All right, let's zoom out now. We've talked about the mechanics, the practicality. Let's look at the real-world utility of this structured approach. Because this isn't just about fitting into smaller genes, is it? This sounds like a serious medical intervention. What are the big clinical applications?
Yes, this is really the so what moment. TDR, and specifically VLCDs like this 800 kilocal plan, are making a tangible difference in several major health areas. Firstly, and this is huge, it's shown to be highly effective in actually reversing type 2 diabetes for many people.
Reversing diabetes, wow.
Yes, putting it into remission. Secondly, it plays a critical role in supporting bariatric surgery, weight loss surgery. It's often used as a mandatory preoperative diet. It helps shrink the liver and reduce abdominal fat, which makes the surgery itself much safer. And it's also used postoperatively to ensure patients get complete nutrition while they're healing and adjusting.
And I noticed the sources also mention combining this approach with some of the newer weight loss medications.
That's right. TDR can be safely integrated with hormonal weight loss therapies, specifically GLP-1 receptor agonists. You might know the drug name, semaglutide. It's become quite well known.
Ah, yes. So how does that work together?
Well, for listeners maybe unfamiliar, GLP-1 treatments work by mimicking a natural hormone that helps control appetite, slows down digestion, and improves how the body handles insulin. So when you combine the strict structure and guaranteed nutrition of TDR with the powerful appetite suppression and metabolic effects from GLP-1 therapy,
you get a potentially very powerful synergistic effect, a combined attack almost.
Exactly. It can really enhance the results for certain patients. But perhaps the most crucial study mentioned in your source materials is the Ariadne study. It was published relatively recently, 2025, in the Lancet Psychiatry. And this study directly tackles a really long-standing myth, or maybe fear, about dieting.
Which myth is that? The idea that losing weight really quickly is somehow inherently dangerous or maybe psychologically destabilizing.
Precisely that. The Ariadne study rigorously tested whether using TDR for rapid weight loss actually increased the risk of developing eating disorders, especially in people who might already be vulnerable. And the findings were decisive. Quite the opposite, in fact.
Okay. What did they find?
They found that rapid, structured weight loss using TDR did not increase that risk. In fact, the evidence suggested it actually helped to strengthen mental health.
Strengthen mental health. That really does fly in the face of a lot of conventional wisdom. What were the actual results they measured, the tangible psychological benefits?
They found really quite dramatic psychological improvements across the board in the group using TDR. Participants experienced a significant drop in depression scores, about 5.9 points on average, and massive reductions in stress levels. General psychosocial stress dropped by 14.4 points, and diabetes-related stress plummeted by 19.2 points. And crucially, their scores measuring eating disorder risk actually decreased throughout the study.
Wow. That suggests the benefit isn't just physical, it's about maybe regaining a sense of control, improving overall well-being.
Exactly. And importantly, that positive impact seems to be facilitated by the structure of the program. The study really proved that the key to these positive psychological changes isn't just the low-calorie count itself. It's the quality of the professional support and the inherent structure of the TDR plan.
Things like the online dietitian support mentioned in the sources.
That's exactly that kind of thing. That structure removes uncertainty, it helps manage habits, and ultimately it seems to prevent rather than provoke disordered eating tendencies. It provides a safe framework.
That brings us towards the end of our deep dive for today. So what we've really explored here is total diet replacement, understanding it as a clinically backed methodology, not just another fad diet. It's structured, it's designed to be nutritionally complete even at low calories, and it's fast. Offering this kind of ready-to-mix, ready-to-go solution seems to effectively eliminate that daily decision fatigue that trips so many people up with traditional dieting.
It's a structured approach that's robust enough to underpin major national health initiatives like the NHS Path to Remission program for type 2 diabetes in the UK. And when it's implemented correctly with the right support, it delivers not just proven physical results, but also, as Ariad 80 showed, documented mental health benefits.
Which really leads us to a final thought for you, the listener, to consider. Given those quite groundbreaking findings from the Area D study, if successful long-term weight management turns out to be less about sheer individual willpower and perhaps more about investing in professional structure and expert guidance, how might that change the way you approach or evaluate future health plans?
Yeah. What is the real value of having that kind of built-in support system and clear structure when you're tackling something as challenging as significant weight loss or health improvement? Something to think about.
Thanks for listening to 10 Minutes to Change. Small steps, big results, where health meets simplicity. Visit nupo.co.uk for inspiration, support, and smart nutrition made for real life. Until next time, take care of you.